Welcome home to philosophy, where we wonder about everything and anything is possible. Hi, I'm Dr. Robert Corey, the Laughing Philosopher. Life is complicated. The world is complicated, and you are complicated. Figuring out how to live a happy, meaningful life, guided by wisdom and reason, is not easy. Is life a game? What is love? Should I fear death? Is this a just world? Almost from the moment of birth, you've been told how to behave, how to fit in, and how to fulfill other people's expectations. You fear that you will lack importance or cease to exist in the lives of others if you think for yourself and question the rules and roles you've been told define you. Wisdom and reason will remove this illusion so you can live authentically in the world around you, find your true purpose, and become your real self. Episode number 59. Is social media bad? If people would just think for themselves, think critically, and use wisdom and good sense to reason out their own and other people's beliefs and opinions, there would be no need even to ask this question. Tragically, people can't make up their own mind. Well, we are social beings. Our biography is social. Two other people are required to procreate in order to give birth to you. It just feels right to follow other people. And followership requires leadership. So we create gods and heroes in order to lead, and we create them by the dozens. Almost from the moment of birth, you have been told to follow authority, follow the leader, follow the rules, and follow the crowd. But how do you live your dreams when all you've ever been told is to fulfill other people's rules and expectations? Rules and expectations established for you before you were born. Fear can convince, intimidate, and control you. But if you don't obey your fear, it has no power over you. Fear is an opportunity to grow in strength and to develop in wisdom and experience. Don't run away from fear. Run toward it. Your fear of what will happen to you if you live for yourself is more painful than what will actually happen to you if you do. You will suffer more from your fear of thinking for yourself and fear of making up your own mind than from what will actually happen to you. Fear is just a feeling. You feel hot, you feel cold, you feel hungry, you feel afraid. Fear can never kill you. Fear is a coward who will bully you until you stand up to it. Most people pay closer attention to what goes in their stomach than to what goes in their head. And people automatically believe that what is in their mind must be true. It must be the truth, or it wouldn't be there in the first place. But people don't choose their beliefs. Just try to believe that Australia does not exist. You know that some of your beliefs are not true. You know that some of your beliefs are false. And yet, you entrust each and every one of your beliefs to guide your behavior, just as if all are true. All of your beliefs can't be true, but you behave as if they are. What kind of creature are you? Said the poet Leonard Cohen. There is a crack in everything. That's how the light gets in. Your beliefs have cracks in them. Doubt and uncertainty get in through the cracks and question your beliefs. Think for yourself. Question your own reality. What does your life tell you about yourself? Life is not too short. We just waste too much of it worrying about the beliefs and opinions of dead people. Why do we waste so much time and attention worrying about how dead people feel about how we live? Why do we waste so much time attempting to figure out what dead people would do if the dead were running things and this was their world? Why don't we just think for ourselves and make up our own mind about what's best for ourselves and our world? Ancient documents written in ancient times by ancient males in ancient cultures in an ancient world should not be used to govern contemporary life. Just how irrational is your desire not to think for yourself? The Bible was written from 3,400 to 2,000 years ago. Genesis was the first book of the Old Testament to be written, about 1400 BCE. And the 27 books of the New Testament were written in the first century of the Common Era. The Bible was written by ancient men and no women who didn't know that the world is round and who believed that demons and evil spirits cause disease. The same demons and evil spirits exorcised by Jesus. Still, many people today depend on the Bible and its dead authors to instruct themselves on how to live. Yet, the world belongs not to the dead, but to the living. Each generation possesses both a right and responsibility to use its freedom of choice to make over the world in its own image. What would Moses do today? Why do we even care? Ancient people should not dictate how to live to contemporary people. The Bible was written for a different world, an ancient world not for our modern world. It was never intended to be a book of instructions, used to govern humanity to the end of time. In fact, nowhere in the Bible does it state that the Bible is a book of instructions. Yet, many people mistreat the Bible as an escape from responsibility, the responsibility of freedom. No one knows why the Bible was written, but I'm pretty certain that the Bible was not written to be an escape from freedom. The Constitution of the United States of America was written in 1787 by Thomas Jefferson, James Madison, Thomas Paine, and John Adams. And no women. What would Thomas Jefferson do today? Why does it matter? Why should Thomas Jefferson decide from the grave whether or not my wife should have access to an abortion? Why should James Madison decide from the grave whether or not I should be able to carry a gun in Times Square? Why should Thomas Paine decide in death whether or not gay marriage should be legal today? Why should John Adams decide in death whether today's voters should be able to cast their ballot by mail? These men have been dead for over 200 years. The Constitution was written when the total population of the United States was less than 4 million, and there were 0 states and 13 colonies. Why do we even care what ancient men think about abortion, gun control, gay marriage, and voting rights today? Why do we waste so much time and attention worrying about what Thomas Jefferson would like or dislike if he were living today? Why does it even matter what Thomas Jefferson would think, feel, or do today? Shouldn't we use our precious heartbeats to make up our own mind about how we ought to live in a modern world? Dead men should not dictate how to live to the living. Ancient men authored the Constitution for themselves and used it to shape their world, a world of ancient people, ancient customs, and ancient beliefs. The Constitution wasn't written for 50 states and 331 million people living in the year 2022. Why are we surprised that an 18th century document cannot govern a 21st century nation? We demand the freedom of speech to compensate ourselves for the freedom of thought we fear and refuse to use. It's not your fault. No one ever asked you to think for yourself. No one ever prepared you to think for yourself. You were rewarded only for rule following and for role playing. You were discouraged from thinking too deeply about what you're doing, and you were punished for questioning why you're doing it. Conformity is a gift. Individuality is a choice. still. It's never too late to assert your individuality and to think for yourself. Thinking for yourself is something strange and unfamiliar. It is something to fear, and you're afraid. Fear not. The journey begins right where you are. To think for yourself, you must be yourself. You must be extremely honest. You must strive to be happy. And you must be good at something. Be yourself at all times. Turn your back on the urge to conform, to fit in, and to go along. Don't concern yourself with what others think, feel, and do. Worry instead about what kind of person you are and how to become the person you want to be. Be a rebel. Rebel against the goals and expectations imposed on you. If you don't like to dance, then don't dance. If you enjoy solitude, then schedule time to be alone. If you prefer reading rather than social media, then read. Don't dwell on what your friends will think about you. They were once anonymous strangers with no more hold on you than a passing cloud. You were born to be an individual, and in an unfree world, individuality is an act of rebellion. Rebel against everything that contradicts your wisdom and values. Don't be afraid of how your friends and lovers will judge you. Nothing is more disgusting than conformity based on fear. What is a rebel? Asked Camus. A man who says no, he answered. Be honest at all times. Focus only on practical things that enhance your life because they matter to you. Camus said, I had only a little time left, and I didn't want to waste it on God. Don't worry about an afterlife. Don't dwell on vague promises of imaginary worlds. Stop praying. God, if He exists, is all-knowing. He knows what you want, and He knows what He is going to do before you ask Him. So if God is going to give you what you want, then your prayer is unnecessary. And if He's not, then your prayer is futile. Find practical, doable solutions to the problems of life as it is. What is. Let go. Relax. Get comfortable. Accept everything just as it is. Accept the uncertainty and unpredictability of life without fear. It is fear of the unknown that motivates the ignorant and fragile to create gods by the dozens. Ignorance, unlike wisdom, has no limits. Life has a way of killing the most carefully made plans, and wisdom has a way of killing gods by the dozens. You can't control everything. Don't try. Some things are up to you, and some are not. Experience will give you the wisdom to know the difference. Be happy at all times. Find happiness in every stage of your life. Every age comes with its own unique set of gifts and advantages. Youth gives you muscles, and muscles give you strength. Middle age gives you calmness, and calmness gives you clarity. Old age gives you experience, and experience gives you wisdom. Wrinkles are simply the price you pay to update your beliefs based on new knowledge and new evidence. Pleasure is not happiness. Happiness is what happens to you when you find what you love and become its slave. Don't concern yourself with whether or not it is a just world. It's not. Sometimes life punishes the good and rewards the evil. And life carries everyone toward death. It just happens. No one is to blame. You are born to trouble, just as sparks fly upward. Be happy to be unhappy, and you will get on well in life. Be what you're good at. Stop wasting your time trying to improve at the things you're bad at. If you're not good at math, buy a calculator. If you're good at chess, play chess. Don't waste your time trying to be good at something you're not. If you're not good at something, give up. If you don't like something, don't try. We neglect our strengths and waste time trying to correct our weaknesses. Everyone is good at something, but no one is good at everything. Don't waste your time trying to repair yourself. You are not broken. You don't need improvement. Just do what you're good at, and the world will need you and pay you. Do you ever wake up in the morning with the idea of something you want to do today? But at the end of the day, you find that you did something else because other people expected you to. You would be surprised by how many great men and women struggle to figure out how to think and live for oneself. How many? All of them. You are not alone. You will never be alone. No one, no matter how wealthy, famous, powerful, or successful, will ever be happy who cannot say no. Ralph Waldo Emerson said, "To be yourself in a world that is constantly trying to make you something else is the greatest accomplishment." Just say no. No, I am not a number. I am an individual. I am more than what I am told to do. I am me. Thank you for listening. I hope you will take what you've learned and be a better person. Think for yourself. Question everything. Accept nothing that does not agree with your own reason and good sense. And I promise you, despite its sham and drudgery, you will get on pretty well in this crazy world. I'm Dr. Robert Corey. Until we meet again, be good.